favourite in this.
You are not with
Oh, you're with the outsider in every game.
Clip that.
Shall I? Yeah,
I'm on the Suns because you're made to look foolish.
Siren sounds, history made. 15 years it took for the Gold Coast to get here, and they have won an almighty elimination final.
Thanks for your company on kick-ons, and if Fremantle had done the little things right, this man would have been made to look foolish, but congratulations. I thought it was a silly prediction, but once again, you get the chocolates and you've had the last laugh.
They laughed at me when I tipped Freo to beat the Dogs, and they laughed at me when I tipped Gold Coast. I think I might have been the only one in the country. Ebony Marinoff, the superstar of the Crows, was also tipping the Suns.
Well done, Ebony.
But, yeah, I'm glad we did clip that up. Well, good idea from you.
Yeah, it was a great idea from me. No, Richo today,
Where
of course,
is he?
he's in Seattle doing something that's amazing. Like, listen to us, and we are still here pushing through because at this time of year, you do not take a break. But you look good there, okay?
I look good, but I don't feel great.
You looked good, no, you looked good, but, gee, I'm going to get one back because look at this absolute clinic
we let
with
us
our
swear on
over
this
and
show?
unders, our same game over and unders. You got one.
One, just
you got
one.
one for your mate Rory Laird. I went 4 from 6. And then of our overall over-unders for finals week 1, we both split the chocolates.
What about, although we did reference Shea Bolton as our favourite of that 6, he started well, was busy early, but then clamped by Will Powell. So
Two off.
No joy there. Yeah, we're only a couple under. We go again, though. We buckle up and we go again.
We'll go again. I'm not sure I can lose from here, from this commanding position, but the NFL's back.
Yes,
and
of course it is.
You were busy on the feed.
Yes, on the feed. Get around me on the feed. Got a bazillion followers, had a bazillion copies, and bang, look at that. The second game of the season, the Chiefs
Lad
and
McConkey.
the Chargers. My man, Lad, with 2 Ds, mind you, McConkey, got the job done. Nice little winner on the feed. So make sure you check out all the videos as well on the NFL this year.
Racing, NFL, whatever it is.
Whatever it takes,
Harness
mate.
racing.
Whatever it takes.
He'll be on there, so check him out on the feed. Looking good there too. Right, Adelaide need a response. Friday night, it is on. They finished top of the ladder. They coughed it up against Collingwood. Hawthorn come to town in what is now a bit of a rivalry game between these two teams. They've played in some big matches. How are you seeing this one, JJ, and your Crows?
Well, the odds are in, the market is certainly in favour of Hawthorn. It's been tightening up all week. So I'm a bit nervous about Adelaide. Of course, they got spooked, right? There's no other way. And it's understandable in a way. Now, this was, quite spiteful after the game, even throughout the game. We know the build-up and what happened. But all credit to Collingwood, and they were so good, but it was clearly a team who just didn't meet the moment. And that's as simple as that. And that's okay, as long as the next time you get a chance to meet the moment, you meet it.
Yeah, a lot of players playing in their first final series, of course. I don't think they handled Collingwood's pressure well at all.
Not at all.
They were wasteful going inside forward 50. They lacked composure, so they would have gone to work on that this week. But Hawthorn's defence is rock solid. But you can see there, that's the last time they met. Adelaide won by 14 points. They had some clutch moments late. But no minor premier has gone out in straight sets since 2000.
It's a long time. 25 years is a long time. So you don't want to be rewriting history in that sense. I just think their ball use... Look, there was 29 intercept marks. Their ball use was a big issue.
Yep.
And if they do the same thing against this team, Scrimshaw stood up late and took some intercept marks in this game. We know Barris will take intercept marks. Battle can as well. And Sicily's probably the best of the lot. So if Adelaide use the ball in the same way and just dump it forward... Don't use their hands. They're number 18 for handballs, Adelaide, in the past 10 games. So they don't flick it around. Hawthorn will gobble them up if they play that way.
So they defended 72 entries against the Giants. And as you mentioned, those defenders were awesome. Their defence is rock solid. Their forward line is strong. But their midfield is probably where Adelaide can get them. But last time they met, we touched on that. Hawthorn got the job done there. 14 points in round 21. So that was a good performance. And the tall forwards stood up, which they weren't able to do against Collingwood. So Thilthorpe kicked 4, Walker 3. He kicked 2 clutch goals late. And your man Fogarty, who you've spoken
been
about
watching him
a
for a
lot
long time, and he just hasn't been getting the job done.
Yeah. There's the matchups last time.
If the conversation was, if Fogarty's form was what Tex had been doing, I don't think he'd be in the team. But because Fogarty's 25, 26, whatever he is, he stays in the team. So that's where his form's dropped off. Dillthorpe will get a good matchup. You know, Barras has got the size to match him. But this was a game that was really, it was close fought. It was a close game all the way. Isaac Rankin, again, I'm going to say
There's a difference.
He had 16 and kicked 3.
He
took Hardwick to a D50 stoppage and made him look a bit silly, kicked a clutch goal along with this man. So, I mean, we always fall into the winner of the elimination final.
Do.
There's the markets and the prices
Who do you
for the
like
big
there?
boys.
You think Fogarty might bounce back? We'll get to that
Well, I
later.
mean, at some stage, he needs to bounce back and do his thing. I think Dillthorpe equally was pretty poor in that game against Collingwood. A couple of really strange aerial attempts. You know, sort of, it was as if he got called out of them. Now, I don't know what was going on in that moment. I think that was just a young player in his first final, just getting caught up in the moment.
Now, on notices later, but if I just went rogue for just 5 seconds.
You are a little bit rogue.
Just the fact that Adelaide have come out and said there's some flu going through the camp. And
There's
almost
some flu going through our camp,
there
I
is,
can tell you that for
but
free.
almost as an excuse as to why Thilthorpe
can't cop that.
didn't judge the ball in the because he had the flu. What rubbish! Just own your poor performance.
All right, yeah, I
it
agree.
had nothing to do with
I
the flu.
agree.
It had a lot to do with their poor ball use, though, which you discussed. We mentioned how wasteful they were, and they would have gone to work on that this time around. But they'll have to clean this up because Hawthorn will feast on this.
Yeah, you can't be. Now, that one's that's just a poor kick to the disadvantage of a
He took
forward.
9 of these.
That's Fogarty not playing his role. So when you play,
Come on, Tex.
hang on, just let me talk through it. And I know you're excited. When you're playing as the corridor forward, your first job is to make sure that defender doesn't rip across and intercept and be the third up. That happened way too often. And these kicks, like that was Brodie Smith just blasting a ball inside forward 50. Look where these balls are landing. Outside 50, outside 60 metres. The ball has got to land inside 30. Yep. So if the Crows, as I said earlier, use the ball in that same way, I think all 3 of those goals will be taking 6+
if you're going to play 3 tall forwards, which you've loved all year, you want to compete better than that. So 6+ marks, you can now bet on all of that. There's the markets for that.
I'd take all those 3.
Sam Mitchell spoke after last time they met, and he was pretty impressed by a couple of Adelaide stars.
It was an interesting game, very even across both teams. You know, they had a little bit of class. Obviously, Rankin and Dawson just had their moments, and they were just a little bit. Give them a metre and they take it all and kicked a couple of goals that were pretty important for them in a couple of moments.
Dawson was huge, as was Rankin. So here it is, the inspirational captain, Jordan Dawson, who needs a response, JJ, after being well down on his form against Collingwood. And this man, it's not Rankin, but he bobs up in a second. He's not going to be there. So
this was a bit of a statement from Dawson. I mean, he's a superstar, we know it. And this guy, Rankin, who's not going to be there. I mean, he was apparently hiding in the stadium somewhere against Collingwood watching the boys. But this was the stoppage. So there wasn't a lot happening. It was close. It was a couple of repeat stoppages. And Rankin is the only player at Adelaide and one of the only players in the competition who can do that in that moment against a very, very good player.
Yep.
And that's why my view is they can't win the premiership without Isaac Rankin. It's a big thing to say, but you see it. That is a perfect example of it. So Dawson needs to stand up.
What have you've put something together for us?
Yeah, so I've got a same player multi.
Same player multi.
Jordan Dawson. So we need the captain to stand up. I believe he will. I've got faith in him. So here we go. Let's have a look at it. So Dawson to get forward and kick a goal. He's kicked a goal in 60% of his games this year, so he's pretty reliable. 22 or more disposals, which is not a big number for him, and the clearances and tackles. He's a great tackling player. So early on, tackle, get involved in the game, and then hopefully your offensive stuff will flow.
That'll be on JJ's feed, so you can check that out. You just got to hit copy and away you go. All right, let's go to the Gabba on Saturday night for the biggest final we've seen for a long time, particularly in Queensland, the state of Queensland.
Biggest ever in Queensland.
They cannot stand each other, these two teams. Brisbane taking on the Gold Coast. Brisbane looking banged up. Lachie Neale's done his calf. They got some injuries. There's the head-to-head. Gold Coast be feeling a bit disrespected by that, but I like Brisbane in this game. How do you see it?
I've been Brisbane's biggest supporter all the way through last year.
Are you wavering?
This year. I'm wavering, yeah.
Why?
I'm wavering. I still think I will not be writing them off. I never will. Because I think it's a tipping point now. So it's not only, they've been able to cope without Lachie Neale in the regular season. Can they cope in a final? First evidence of it wasn't great. But it's Payne's already out. It's Coleman's already out. It's Ainsworth is already out. So Hipwood's out as well. So now all of a sudden it's 5 or 6 out of your best 22.
Yep.
And not only 5 out of 6 out of your best 22, it's probably 5 or 6 out of your best 14 players. And that's the key part to it. So I'm wavering. I think they'll respond. Now, Gold Coast made a mess of them not that long ago on the Gold Coast, but the Lions have won the last 7 Q clashes in Brisbane.
So how important is that?
The recent game?
Yeah, the Gabba.
Yeah, I think there's validity in it for Gold Coast, no doubt about it, because that you've played in showdowns. When the run of wins is against you, you feel that and you know that, and they've got the wood on you. So I think that was a big game for the Suns to be able to stamp themselves and say, we can beat up our bigger brother, and we might be the big brother now. So Rowell and Anderson are the ones who get it going for them. I wonder who's going to go with them. They were both very good against Fremantle. So it was a big win. It was 11 goals. It was an absolute beatdown. And it was a day where Brisbane probably took it off. Once they knew the game was done, they took the day off.
Chris Fagan spoke about that clash after the game.
They kicked 7 goals too from centre bounce, 13-6 from stoppages. The turnover battle was quite even, but the stoppage battle wasn't, and that's where the game was.
So 88 points they kicked from stoppage last time. It was an absolute stoppage masterclass, and that's the biggest strength of Gold Coast. Rowell and Anderson are in ripping form now. I don't suspect there'll be hard tags from Brisbane on those two, but you can see there 84 points from stoppages. Having
said that, Dunkley did a number on Rowell in the first Q clash this year. It was Rowell's worst game. I think
he's going to have to go there again.
Isn't he? Yeah, and he's a player that he can tag. Like Dunkley's not a superstar in terms of his running prowess, but he'll do a job, particularly on an inside mid. So he didn't necessarily go to Rowell on this day. I think he will in this contest. He just got beaten by a better player on the day. But I think Dunkley can certainly, he needs to halve that duel, and if he can, because the beauty for Brisbane is on the other side of it. Gold Coast won't tag McCluggage, and they won't tag Ashcroft, and they won't tag Bailey and Rayner, so they'll get their chances.
Well, I wish I could bet the under on Matt Rowell clearances, or can I? Maybe I can, because $1.82 for 8+. And just $3.45 for
You're
10
a brave
plus.
man taking on Matt
There's
Rowell.
eight, that's a lot. And if you're telling me Dunkley's going to do a job on him, is he going to get to 8?
Well, I think he will. The silver lining to the Lachie Neale injury is Zach Bailey has to play midfield. So he has to play full-time midfield. So same player multi in this one. I've gone with Zachary Bailey. He's been pretty prolific. So jump on my feed, or the Kick-On's feed, and you can follow this one. A couple of goals for Zach Bailey, 22 disposals, 4 marks, 4 clearances. That's a nice price as well. So I'd be getting around that one. That's my favourite for the week.
The All-Australian and the Ashcroft boys got to step up as well. I thought they were both poor on the weekend, particularly Levi. Looks tired, got
best bet of the
out.
round. Levi Ashcroft. His number's about 17.5.
What do you?
Best bet of the round. Over.
Yep. Over 7.
Well, he's going to play. He's going to get the inside midfield minutes. He'll bounce back.
Don't put him on the wing. We'll touch on that in our over and unders later on. But On Notice is the segment that we all know and love.
Well, some of us don't
we
love it.
all know and love. Now, this is harsh, and some people say that I am harsh.
No.
On Notice
I'm not copying
is my boy Logan Morris.
No. Well, he's not your boy if you put him on Notice.
No, he is. This is a friendly On Notice. This is just a kick up the backside, just a little one. Here's his record. Now, really good against Fremantle, did his job against Sydney, but he's going to have to lift. He's a big game player. He's got no help around him. He's going to have to put
the game before that,
this team on his back, because I'm telling you, Sam Day's not going to get it done. There is no one else. He has to stand up if Brisbane are going to go deep.
Unfortunately,
in this final series again.
Unfortunately, he does. He's a 20-year-old who's got a premiership. He's kicked close enough to 50 goals this year. He is so far ahead of where you'd want him to be. It's not funny,
I agree
particularly
with that.
for a pick 30 odd. But you are right. Brisbane's forward line with Gallup and Day. I wonder now. Of course, we're sitting here before the teams are picked. I wonder whether they go 2 rucks and drop one of those forward rucks who aren't really good.
Because Oscar McInerney was emergency.
Yeah, and he played well in the VFL. He's played a few games in the VFL, so, this is null and void if they don't. But I would give consideration. Chris Fagan does like 2 rucks.
Yeah.
Just to play your 2 rucks, play one off the bench, and be a bit more nippy and use more versatile guys inside 50 like Rayner and Archie, who hasn't done much,
So
and maybe change it up.
Bow on this. You were big on Gold Coast to win last week. You called it. What are you saying about this?
I'm sticking with my Lion Kings.
Okay.
I'm nervous, but I'll stick with them.
Okay, all right, let's get into the shot clock. Fremantle, where to for them now?
Well, I mean, I didn't have them in the finals at the start of the year, so they made it. So they've probably outperformed
They
my
should
own
have won. They
expectations.
coughed this one up.
Well, I think so. Anytime your point of view is they've got so many stars, I think automatically that means you need to look at the other end of the list. We say it about the Dogs. We say it about
don't like their bottom end.
I don't like their bottom end at all. I don't. They got guys like Jai Amos should have been dropped probably 3 months ago. Now, Justin Longmuir said he's not a waffle forward. Well, he played like a waffle forward. So they've got some work to do on their bottom end.
All right, the Giants are out as well. Has this group taken them as far as they're going to go in terms of winning the premiership?
No, I think they'll be okay. I think their older players have still got some footy in front of them. I don't mind guys like Fonte and O'Halloran and those types. So I think they'll be okay.
You think they can go again? I think this group has gone as far as they're going to go. They'll be competitive.
So what's
They'll
your
be
strategy
around
in the off-season?
Well, I think they need to look at, can they bring some players in? This has been their biggest issue, that they really struggle to attract anyone, any star power to.
They've got
improve
game
their
style
list.
issues too. It's a little bit Hollywood. It's a little bit transitional. It's not necessarily built for finals.
They concede too many entries.
Yep.
And they put too much on the defence, which is good, but has been exposed, particularly in Buckley wasn't there.
What about this one? This is jumping ahead. If Gold Coast happen to get the job done, how do you reckon they'll go up against 95,000 of the Black and White Army?
They haven't been overawed yet. So they weren't on that Friday night game they played against Collingwood and won, but
House money, isn't it?
be a good test. It would. So
Real and Anderson aren't going to be spooked.
I think we're going too far ahead though. And I don't think Gold Coast can get themselves into that mindset.
They might make a grand final. How good would that be? You'd love that.
I don't think so. The biggest prelim would be the Cats and the Hawks
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
This would go off with this rivalry.
100,000.
Is it likely?
Well, I mean, if Adelaide play like they did last week, it's incredibly likely. Hawthorn are just a really dangerous team. I've probably disrespected them for the most part. I haven't rated them enough because I've had concerns about their midfield. When Jai Newcombe plays like the alpha in the midfield, the others can play their part. Nash was good as well. So that'd be massive. Massive.
So Geelong and Collingwood clearly in the box seat, week off, home prelims, MCG. Is there a world in which one of these two teams, or both, doesn't make the grand final?
Yeah, no doubt. There's definitely a world where... Well,
Not Geelong. Not Geelong. Geelong are through.
Well, Geelong are going to run into...
Adelaide or Hawthorn?
Adelaide or... No, Geelong Hawthorn. That's it. Hawthorn could trouble...
I'm not sure
they can
Hawthorn's
run.
midfield.
They can... No, I agree, but they can run with the Cats. I think this is why we love our game. It's one game. If it was the NBA 7-game series, the Cats would win it. Probably 4-2 or 4-1.
Yep.
But it's any given Saturday for us. Anything can happen.
All right, we are up and running on Kick-On's big show still to come, including our over and unders.
No,
and
we're not, are we?
Will I clean him up again?
Do we have
find
to?
out. Yeah, we do. Nice shirt. All right, welcome back to Kick-Ons. Richo somewhere in Seattle.
Unbelievable. Hopefully it's raining. It always rains there, so...
Yeah, well,
it's
hopefully,
rained on.
because who takes holidays at this time of the
Honestly.
year? Not us.
No.
We just power through with our over-unders, which have been a big success. So it's
Yeah,
the
you weren't that keen on this this segment early days.
I am
and
now.
All of a sudden,
I love
now
it.
you're about 1,000 in front. You're pretty keen on it.
Absolutely love it. Let's start with your boy Jake Saligo.
Yes, he was.
Needs a big one.
He does. I thought he tried his guts out last week. He was quiet in the first half, only had the 9 disposals, got busy in the second half, went over that number. That was his number last week, I remember, because I had something on him and he went over. So I think he can... look, I'm going to take him on this week.
You were about to say, I think he can go over.
He can go over. I'm going to take him on. Mainly because I want to be on the over, but I need to oppose you on a few so I can peg a few back.
So it's strategic. I don't feel like your heart is in.
No,
the
it's not,
under
but I'm
on
getting
this.
beaten. So
21 disposals. He's got no ranking. If he doesn't get 21, Adelaide lose by 3 goals. So he has to go over.
You say that about Saligo, but the next one, Sam Berry. I've never seen a line this low for a player who's a permanent midfielder. 14.5 disposals. I mean, That's the number of a key forward or a key defender.
What's he doing in the team?
He has to get over.
What is he doing in the team?
Had 12 last week.
15 disposals as a pure mid. Like, he'll be lucky to be picked, and these will be voided if he gets dropped.
Remind you, it's over or under. We're not cutting players.
I know, but if you're over or under as a pure mid is 15, 14 and a half. Don't even over as well.
Over.
If he doesn't go over, on notice next week. Carl Amon's been in ripping form. There it is. Got to get to 23, 22 and a half. I'm going over.
This is another one where I've had to take you on just because of I need to.
So
under for me. Under for me.
All right.
The best one of the weekend here, Levi Ashcroft, 17 and a half. I think he'll get the midfield minutes over.
Yeah, I'm going over on that one as well. Jasper Fletcher let me down last week. I had him for the footy trip. He needed to get to 23. He had 14 at half time. I'm sitting pretty going, this is magnificent. He ends up with 20 disposals. So there's his over.
The beauty is that the line comes back a bit, so we can take him there. So I think he'll get the job done.
We've both gone over on that one, and Noah Anderson is a big number for a big player.
About this.
He's done this repeatedly.
Yeah, I feel terrible about
29, he's got to get to. Brisbane, I don't think will tag him, so I just think this is obvious that it's over.
Under. I don't feel great about it. I need to peg a few back.
This is disaster. This has got disaster.
Put the slide up. I mean,
written. I've gone all over. Every single one of them over for 42, 25.
Can I just remind you, that didn't go well for me the last time I went all
I
overs.
don't care. I don't care how
I went 1 from 6.
This is a new week.
There you go.
There it is. All right. You've debuted a segment this year called Kane.
Yeah.
I'm flipping it to you this week.
Here we go.
Because I nearly fell off my chair when I saw this on Sunday. Is Chris Scott one premiership away from being considered the best coach of the modern era? I thought, I swear I've heard this before. I swear it. You've been reheating my soup. You've been going through all my old takes.
No,
from 20. It's a year ago.
But your view that was invalid back then.
Stop reheating my soup.
He's got another prelim final to his name. Your view, you went early on that.
Yeah, you got to go early. It's an opinion game. If you don't go early, you go a year late.
Look, I reckon you can be less critical of the opinion, maybe more critical of the beanie and the setup.
Can't JJ. That was just some extraordinary reheating of my soup. We'll be back on the other side with our headlines and our footy trip with this man. All right, straight into our headlines, JJ.
Hey, when you're in the States, you're supposed to tip. That's the way people make their money. Early reports, Richo, a bad tipper.
Bad tipper.
Doesn't tip.
Nothing worse than a bad tipper.
Right.
They rely on it. Queensland's about to find out that AFL is a far superior game to the NRL. Not even a contest. Not even a contest. I said Jasper Fletcher let me down for the footy trip last week, which means you're in control.
My turn. So I'm just going to go with head-to-heads. So I'm going to take the two favourites to get the job done. Adelaide to bounce back and win their way through, and I'm also going to take the Brisbane Lions. So nice and simple, nice and short.
Gone out on a limb.
Well, how about we just get a winner? You can go out on limbs, but there's no point if we don't win.
All right, the kick-ons multi looks like this. JJ, you've gone with?
Yeah, Will Ashcroft, 27 plus. He's prolific. We know he does this most weeks, so hopefully he can do the job.
Hugh McCluggage was
hang on, that's Richo.
4 kicks last week, so he's going to bounce back 27 plus. And Fogarty, 2
He hasn't kicked 2 for about 2 months. Richo's.
So is due. You can bet on all the new markets, of course. You can bet on handballs, clearances,
tackles,
marks as well. And you can follow all of our bets on the feed. And you can also follow the kick-ons bets on the feed as well. Have a magnificent weekend.
Get over that flu as well.
We'll be back next week.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.